Objective Geology, multiple choice questions with answers. This is the solved question paper of CGPS Mining Inspector 2014 question paper. And I hope this solved question paper is useful for various competitive exams like CSR, NET, GATE, GSI and other exams. Welcome to set 3. Coming to the first question. Life on the earth originated at microscopic level under A. Oxidizing environment, B. Reducing environment, C. Extremely high temperatures, D. Extremely cold temperatures. Life on the earth has originated at microscopic level under reducing environment. According to the current scientific understanding, life on the earth most likely originated at a microscopic level in a reducing environment, meaning that an atmosphere with very little oxygen and a high abundance of hydrogen, which would have facilitated the chemical reactions which are necessary for the formation of early life molecules. So, life on the earth originated microscopic level under reducing environment. B is the correct option. Next question. Which of the following geomorphic feature indicates rejuvenation? A. Birchen Dune, B. Meandering River Channel, C. Paved River Terraces, D. Broad floodplains. The geomorphic feature which can indicate a rejuvenation is the paved river terraces. The presence of paved river terraces generally indicates a period of rejuvenation in a river system, as they signify a phase of rapid downcutting by the river after a period of relatively stable lateral erosion, which is often caused by tectonic uplift or a change in the climate that increases the river's erosive power. So, paved river terraces indicates rejuvenation. C is the correct option. Next question. Which one of the following is responsible for movement of water through oceanic currents? A. Salinity, B. Salinity, temperature and density, C. Viscosity and debris content, D. Presence of volcanoes. So the correct option goes as B. Salinity, temperature and density. The primary factors responsible for ocean water circulation are salinity and temperature, because they directly influence the density of seawater, causing denser water to sink and lighter water to rise, driving deep ocean currents known as thermohaline circulation. Therefore, turbidity. So this is salinity, temperature and density. So these are major responsible for the movement of the water through oceanic currents. Next question. Interstadials during quaternary period are A. Long warm currents between the generally colder periods, B. Short warm events between the generally colder periods, C. Short cold events between the generally warmer periods, and D. Long very cold events between the generally colder periods. The correct option is B. Short warm events between the generally colder periods. During the quaternary period, the interstadials, these are referred as the short periods of warmer climate that occur within a larger glacial period, essentially brief warm intervals between the colder stadial phases. So these are essentially meaning they are in the warm phases within a glacial period. So interstadials during quaternary period are short warm events between the generally colder periods. B is the correct option. Next question. Which of the following gives the correct sequence from older to younger? A. Cambrian, Devonian, Permian, Carboniferous, Cretaceous. B. Cambrian, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous and Permian. C. Cambrian, Silurian, Carboniferous, Triassic and Cretaceous. D. Cambrian, Devonian, Ordovician, Silurian and Jurassic. The correct sequence from older to younger is Cambrian followed by Silurian, Carboniferous, Triassic and Cretaceous. C is the correct option. Next question. Baikal Lake has formed due to the process of A. Rifting, B. Glaciation, C. Solution activity, D. Meteoric impact. Baikal Lake has formed due to the presence of rifting. So formation of Baikal Rift Zone, it appears to be related to the Indo-Eurasian plate collision, which is related to a model of passive rifting. The uplifted shoulders of the depression, they have a complex morphostructure overlain by Cenozoic deposits, which are thin and restricted in area. So Baikal Lake has formed due to the process of rifting. A is the correct option. Next question. Folds with a pair of converging axial surfaces and having square hinge zone are known as A. Parallel, B. Similar folds, C. Box folds, D. Overturn folds. Folds with a pair of converging axial surfaces and having square hinge zone are known as box folds. C is the correct option. Next question. Low angle normal faults are called A. Thrust, B. Lags, C. Horston Graben, D. Shear zones. Low angle normal faults are called lags. A low angle normal fault is often called as a lag fault or a detachment fault in geology, where the lag, it specifically refers to low dipping normal fault, usually with a dip angle less than 45 degrees. So low angle normal faults are called lags. B is the correct option. Next question. Tetrahedron is the hemihedral form of A. Octahedron, B. Rhombohedron, C. Tetrahexahedron, D. Rhombododecaedron. Tetrahedron is the hemihedral form of octahedron. A is the correct option. Next question. Subophitic texture is characteristic of A. Sanidine, B. Limestone, C. Dolerite, and D. Granite. Subophitic texture, it is characteristic of dolerite. Subophitic texture in dolerite refers to a microscopic texture where plagioclase feldspar crystals are partially enclosed by larger pyroxene crystals, meaning they are not completely surrounded by pyroxene like in a fully ophitic texture, but still they show a noticeable pattern of plagioclase laths being partially embedded within the pyroxene matrix. This is typically seen in the dolerite rocks that are cooled at a slightly faster rate than those with the fully ophitic texture. So subophitic texture is characteristic of dolerite. C is the correct option. Next question. The average depth of the Morovicic discontinuity is A. 5 kilometers, B. 15 kilometers, C. 20 kilometers, and D. 35 kilometers. The average depth of the Moho is 35 kilometers. Next question. A sum total of all the feature and conditions that surround an organism is A. Atmosphere, B. Hydrosphere, C. Biosphere, and D. Environment. A total sum of all the features and conditions that surround an organism is the environment. D is the correct option. Next question. Which mineral has no cleavage? A. Calcite, B. Garnet, C. Mica, and D. Kyanite. The mineral which has no cleavage is garnet. Garnet has no cleavage because of its crystal structure, where the bonds between its atoms are evenly distributed throughout the crystal lattice, making it equally resistant to breaking along any specific plane, which results in a conchoidal fracture where it breaks with irregular curved surfaces instead of a clean cleavage planes. So garnet has no cleavage. B is the correct option. Next question. In minerals of tetragonal system, there is no double refraction along which direction? A. Along C axis, B. Along B axis, C. Along A axis, and D. None of the above. In minerals of tetragonal system, there is no double refraction along the optic axis direction. This is because light traveling parallel to the optic axis, it experiences only one refractive index, meaning there is no splitting of the light into two rays, which is the basis of double refraction. So along C axis, it is the optic axis direction. So there is no double refraction. A is the correct option. Next question. Geostationary satellites are launched in an orbit at a distance of A. 32,000 kilometers, B. 34,000 kilometers, C. 36,000 kilometers, and D. 38,000 kilometers. Geostationary satellites are launched in an orbit at a distance of approximately 35,786. It is roughly around 36,000 kilometers from the Earth's surface. So the specific altitude allows the satellite to orbit at the same speed as the Earth's rotation, making it apparent that it is stationary from the ground. So geostationary satellites are launched at an orbit at a distance of 36,000 kilometers. C is the correct option. Next question. Pixel stands for A. Picture element, B. Photo element, C. Picture deviation, D. Photo elevation. Pixel stands for picture element. It refers to the smallest unit of information in a digital image, essentially a tiny dot that contributes to the overall picture on a screen when combined with other pixels. The more pixels, that means the higher the resolution of the image. So pixel stands for A. Picture element. Next question. The source of near infrared part of EMR is A. Sun, B. Objects on the Earth, C. Satellites, and D. Moon. The source of near infrared part of EMR is Sun. The sun is the primary source of near infrared radiation in the electromagnetic spectrum, EMR spectrum. Next question. Atmospheric window for remote sensing is part of EMR. A. Which passes through the atmosphere. B. Which is absorbed by the atmosphere. C. Which is absorbed by the carbon dioxide. D. Which is absorbed by the water vapor. The correct option is C, which is absorbed by the carbon dioxide. An atmospheric window in remote sensing, it refers to a specific range of wavelengths within the electromagnetic spectrum where radiation can pass through the Earth's atmosphere relatively unimpeded, allowing for direct observation of the Earth's surface by remote sensing instruments. Question. Data acquisition by system which is acquired on different dates is called A. Multi-stage sensing, B. Multi-band sensing, C. Multispectral sensing, and D. Multitemporal sensing. Data acquisition system which is acquired on different dates is called multispectral sensing. So C is the correct option. Next question. Spectral signature of an element is the value of EMR. A. Absorbed by the object in different well-defined bands. B. Reflected by the object in different well-defined bands. C. Reflected by the object in a single band. D. Measured digitally in any one band. Spectral signature of an object is the value of EMR which is reflected by the object in different well-defined bands. A spectral signature of an element is not just a single value of EMR, but rather a curve representing the variation of electromagnetic radiation reflected or emitted by an object across different wavelengths. Essentially, it shows how much energy is reflected or emitted at each wavelength, allowing for unique identification of the object based on its interaction with the light at various frequencies. So B, reflected by the object in different well-defined bands, is the correct option. Hope you have followed the content on the question. See you in the next video. Thank you for your time, and your suggestions are most welcome.